Well, we are underway. It's 0-0 Ahmedabad with the first serve against Chennai. Ball Takin, no surprises. First point on the board for the man with the number 1.
Well, Akin had a wonderful evening yesterday. It's back-to-back games for Chennai. And he was at the forefront of everything. Had a good game with Trento Day as the opposition. He's going to have to be on song tonight with Manoj in front of him as well, and Daniel Montezadi. There'll be a big battle in the middle between these two teams.
Start for Chennai. Serve coming up. Off the net through the middle. Oh, picked up. Cross-court dug from Moyo. Again, a chance for Ahmedabad. Oh, Angamutu is blocked. And he's going to be furious about that. That is a big swing, landing all the way on the other side of the court. There should have been an arm under that.
Yeah, not the greatest start for Angamutu, but he's so big, you don't want to have him too tight to the net. Jobin is right in the mix there, and it's a fantastic block. Keep Angamutu a little bit more off the net, and he'll flourish, as we've seen previously.
Oh, aggressive serve. Chance to swing on the right side, off the hands and out of bounds. So Ahmedabad get themselves back on the board.
Josh easily over the top of the block this time. Naveen is one of the best servers in this league. We've seen super serves in abundance from him, but Moyo just chiseled off the top of the block this time. It's a great high swing. Nothing Moyo could do about that. Pressing in his area, but just beating off the fingertips.
As Chennai have got to go all in. They've got to go for the kill. Ahmedabad need to keep their winning momentum going. Oh yes! That's Manoj. He's so underrated, but so solid. He's such a rhythm player. If he gets going in the early stages of the first set, it becomes doubly dangerous. And watch out, Chennai, if Manoj gets going.
Yeah, and we've talked a lot about Angamutu. We're talking about Nanda, but the middles getting involved in the defensive play at the net, crucial for both these teams.
Yeah, just to my stats, just the third block of the competition for Manoj. He's been an absolute weapon through the middle, but you can see Moyo not very happy with the fact his team didn't cover his hit there. Let's see if they cover this time. No need to cover as Moyo gets one past the defenders.
Yes, almost as the captain with him.
And a wise man on your screen. Action Amord PS. He's calm and he leads the defenders very well. His tactical battle against the Blitz will be intriguing and interesting. Remember, against the Torpedoes, Hyderabad only made 12 errors in that match, which to my knowledge is the lowest of any game this season. Huge to the middle this time. Manoj is in the thick of it already.
Let's go, Manoj. I love that. So that's already 2 points for that man right there. And again, we talked about it. There has to be a middle threat at all times. And Manoj has come in and said, yep, it's going to be me. Watch out as this RuPay contactless shot bullets to the ground.
Maybe it's Manoj's turn tonight. Win it for the Ahmedabad defenders, who lost their first match against the Blackhawks, then beat Bengaluru 3-2, and thrashed Mumbai 4-1. Got to surely beat Chennai tonight. Jobin! Muthu. Angamutu, oh, well done. Well done, Chennai, very alert. Oyo gets another one with that forehand. Cross-court smash. Loved it. That is spicy from Chennai.
Started very impressively, Moyo. And you're right, Manish. The defenders need a win desperately to carry on this momentum towards the playoff. But Moyo hasn't been one of the top scorers, but he does brilliantly, first of all, in the block. He's on time, but then he's just outright aggressive off this quick ball. And he finds the seam in between the two blockers. And see you later, lights out.
Yeah, I think one of the strengths might be that he hasn't been a big attacker this season, so the other teammates, the other players, not expecting that much in offense from him.
Yeah, I think that you're right, but also key throughout. That's a lovely bit of work. We haven't spoken much about Daniela Montezadi. 22 points, that's point 23 for him in this competition. A very good draft from Iran. I feel that sometimes with the Blitz, they haven't quite got that Angamutu guru outlet. They've got Akin, who's been injured and only really played 2 matches so far, but they just seem to rely so much on the outsides, who maybe are both passing outsides and not so much scoring outsides.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I do love that swing from Daniel, though. He's saying, don't just talk about Akin, talk about me too, I'm here. Oh!
What a block! What a gutsy block that was. One-man show from zone 4. That spike had everything going for it. Power, precision, direction, everything. And it took his valiant effort, a brave effort from Nanda. Is not all about spiking, he can block as well, and that grimace on Ruben Wolochin's face says it all.
That was a one-on-run, right? So the setter's done everything he can, and it should have been scored, in theory.
Moyo has lit a match on this one already. And I mean, we're looking at somebody here in Moyo who in the previous game only scored 2 attacks, scored 6 from 16 in the opening game against the Kochi Blue Spikers, and it's a RuPay contactless shot from the Cameroonian.
Oh, I love that he's getting involved in the offense. Absolutely what Chennai need right now. That man to step up as an offensive threat.
I love the speed that they're running out to Moyo as well, constantly finding the little gaps, and Daniel Motazedi for me has been one of the quickest blockers in the middle, getting out and double stacking in this competition, and they're beating him for speed. But I think that's because of their good use of the middle yesterday. They used the middle so many times that Motazedi's going to have to hold for long periods in the middle, and it's going to make Moyo's job a little bit easier out there. Also, Ahmedabad are one of the biggest teams in the middle, well, biggest teams in general in this tournament. There will be gaps left by Manoj as well.
And up from the line. Oh, it's not enough. I see what he's doing there. I see exactly what he's trying to do. Akin is in the middle. He wants to disrupt that offensive threat. Akin's not in the middle. What am I talking about?
The fans are in, as they are every evening in the RuPay Prime Volleyball League, powered by A23. And it's a glorious start. Daniel Motazedi goes away to the sideline. Great swing. I make that 2 from 2 from Motazedi so far. And this is turning into a match for the middles.
Yeah. Match for the middles. I love me a match for the middles. Look at that approach style. He's coming in so aggressive. And what's interesting is he's changed the direction. So he's come from behind the setter and then cuts it back to the other side of the court. So that's a really skilled attack.
We saw Akin against Trento Day yesterday. Hyderabad winning 3-2. That was a battle. I think that Akin's going to have another big battle against Motazedi. And Manoj, 2 up on the outside. And that's double trouble already from Manoj. His 2nd kill block of this game in the opening set. He's showing that he's not only strong in attacking, he's very quick getting out and double stacking on the outside.
Well, the Amul Cool technical timeout is upon us already, so don't go anywhere. There's more volleyball to play. Welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. Here is a look at the points table as it stands. Ahmedabad sitting at number 5, Chennai there at number 7. Chennai don't really have that much of a chance to get into the top 4, but they can spoil the party for Ahmedabad if they do some damage today.
Ahmedabad could become the 5th team to go up to 6 points on the points table. That just makes it more interesting. Sets the cat among the pigeons. Worry a lot of other teams as well. But Chennai have been tested every match. They've taken the court. Akin's injury as well at the start of the tournament sort of made them lose their way a little bit. But the moment he comes back, Chennai look like a different side. Although they couldn't finish the game last night, that killer instinct is missing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think both these teams coming out with a lot of fire today. They know what's at stake, and each team also playing for a little bit of pride.
Yeah, especially Chennai, you'd say they're looking to keep growing throughout the competition. whether they can make the playoffs or not. For the defenders, they know that they have so much to play for. And that's not the first serve we've seen go long in this competition from Daniel Montezani. Miles all round with Dakshinamurti S on the side.
Well, last time out, Daniel got that super serve off of a standing float. Not this time around. Chance for Ahmedabad off the hands, defense is up. Comes the big block on the outside, huge. And you called it, Louis. They are a big blocking team, and that's not even their tallest player in that position. Angamutu wasn't even in sight.
Well, that's the third time that those two have teamed up and rained down pain, this time on Raman.
That's M&M, Manoj and Muthu. M&M is an A-grade pair in zone 2 there. Here comes, oh, what a shot! What a destructive shot that was. That is a jaffa from Jobin.
Well, this is very interesting because talking to that man there before the start of the game, he said that Jobin could play on the left side. He's never done it before, but it shows that he could hit from the left side. Big bang into the angle. Interested to see if he does play on the left side. It means that he's going to have to pass the first ball, as opposed to the right side hitter never having to pass. But he has got the arm for it, and they could do with the physicality on the left side as well.
Boom, Manoj once again. Well, you know what, he's telling the world, enough of talking about Angamuthu and Muthuswamy Appabu and Nandagopal. I'm here as well. Look at me.
You have to have that kind of energy if you want to play at this level. Every single player is trying to bring their best every single night. And it's a great swing through the middle, off the hands and out.
What a game so far for that man. He's been right in the thick of it, and he's delivering every single time something's asked of him. Service coming in from the defenders. It's a good one out of system. Moyo's going to have to bring it back in. Free ball now for defenders. Second time of asking. It goes to Angamutu. And for the first time, we've seen Angamutu fire up into the ankle. And it's to give, well, his family are happy watching on from the side.
His father, left off your screen, Mr. Ramaswamy is here. And we're mighty proud with what his son has achieved here on this big stage. This was easy pickings for him. He can do this with his eyes shut. Absolute champion. No chance Moyo could have blocked that spike all alone. And Ahmedabad believe when Angamuthu gets going. Muthuswamy Appabu looks up to his key striker. And well, Angamuthu will give you many, many moments that you might want to own as an NFT on treasureclub.io. He'll also give us moments that we can create lots of social media content on ShareChat. Moj and Yo-Yo TV are content partners. I envy these people. They've got the best seats in the house in that RuPay VIP box. Louis and Key don't have bad seats either.
Way up here in the crow's nest. Everything.
Bird's eye view. You anyway do all day, every day at 6 feet 6. What are you, 6 feet 7?
6 foot 17, I think.
I hate you. Hate is too strong a word. Super point. So then the score could either be 12-10 if Chennai win. If not, if Ahmedabad win this point, they will have 6 set points in what is their fourth game. Here we go then.
We think this ball's going to Akin.
Number 2 back-to-back super points. Last night, oh, Akin comes to the rescue once again.
That ball was always going to the middle. I had no doubt in my mind.
This is what I love from Akin. We saw it yesterday. He doesn't hit the angles all the time, but he just stays so high that not even Manoj can get into his airspace. I mean, Manoj is like the biggest blocker in the league, and Akin just fires up off the top of him. Well, Akin's been subbed off for the time being, placed by Riaz Zidin. service substitution. We saw this yesterday, and the serve was missed. Let's see if it changes this evening.
Got set, well done. Oh, I thought that he killed it. Manoj! 2 back-to-back points. Or 2 back-to-back plays in favor of Chennai. Got 3 points. The deficit is now down to just 1.
Well, the battle of the middles is what we said at the start of this set, and that's exactly what we're getting. Akin, Manoj, all firing up. A lot of points coming through that centre area of the court. Riaz knows he's come on and done his job, serving very nicely.
Full serve. Muthu sets it. Angamuthu spikes it. It's that same old story. How many times have we seen that duo do their thing? This is a habit.
So many. But what I love about Angamuthu in this team is the pass wasn't great, so there was no middle. I don't think there was an outside attack, but you can always throw it to this man, and he's got a great arm, and he's always got a chance of scoring. He's an outlet.
Shall we call him Angle Mutu?
What do you do?
Angry Mutu.
Anchor Mutu of the team. Look, I'm new at this, Manish. You're the pun master.
That's more like it from Daniel Montazeri. RuPay on the go point. Beautifully blocked by Daniel. You spoke about anger, Muthu. I don't think he'll dare to get angry.
Yeah, he hasn't.
He's well brought up. The young boys from the southern part of India, always well behaved in the presence of their parents. Mr. Ramaswamy is in the crowd here. One of the VIP seats, VVIP seats.
I think there's more chance of Mutu Sami becoming angry Mutu at some stage.
Kipper, he's got to hold his nerve. Stay calm. Gobin fails, denied. Because that block, Nanda, Daniel, tangoing together to give Ahmedabad the first set, 15-11. Angamuthu's father, Mr. Ramaswamy, is happy as well.
I've been so impressed with Nanda in these past couple of days. He's such a small guy. There's the father of Angamuthu. He's being impressed as well, surely, but have a look at this block. Nanda, not particularly high, not tall, but the athleticism and the springiness in the feet is there.
That's a lot of blocks in an opening set from Ahmedabad, that's for sure. Their blocking prowess has been absolutely outstanding. There's the confirmation. Defenders take the opener, 15-11. They lead 1-0. Time for us to take a very quick break. We'll see you soon. Well, it's the perfect start here for the Ahmedabad defenders. They've taken the opening set against Chennai Blitz comfortably. Have a look. 5 blocks in the opening set. Very much the difference here. And just to put that into perspective, in the opening 2 games against the Blackhawks and the Torpedoes, defenders only made 6 blocks in the entire match. They made 5 in the first set here.
Make sure you head over to volleyballworld.com. Get your exclusive stats of this RuPay Prime Volleyball League. That's where we're getting all the numbers. Louis and I are crunching some digits all day long because we want to get to know who exactly is making a difference here. So far, this man doing a fantastic job as per usual. Love to see him coming into his own in this tournament.
Crunching digits, love it. Here we go. Second set. Angamuthu has fired wide to start with. I'm really interested to see the dynamic here. Renato is in, and who's starting on the outside is what's going to interest me. Moyo starts. And I think it's exactly the same as we've seen previously. I'm just excited to see maybe Jobin go onto the left side at some point, like Volochin was saying earlier. Always like to see the opposites move into a passing role and see how aggressive and high they can be on both wings here.
Ahmedabad's defense, 5 blocks. That's the report card of the first set. Chennai have got to figure a way to A, stop Angamuthu, and B, figure a way to spike or confusion in the ranks for Chennai, and yet they win the point. The luck of the draw for Chennai, but it was so out of system as they approached that final kill.
Another point to mention, Renato has worked his way into this starting lineup now. So we've got Renato on one side, Moyo on the other, and I think Ahmedabad a little confused as to which direction to go.
That's such a better swing than what we saw at stages where they were just banging the ball as hard as they could in the first set. This time Naveen's hit upwards and tried to get the block going up, and it's a much wiser swing. There's one on the point, big block. Akin's got across nicely. Angamutu, right side, looks to the seam, and he fires wide. T. Michael thinks that one's in. Ahmedabad defenders are tempted to call a review here as well.
Man, that's a tough call as well because he doesn't miss often, right? So you got to put your money on him.
Absolutely. I'm intrigued to see what happens. I said in the preview, Sunil, about what happens if Angamutu doesn't fire. What's the plan B for the defenders? And I thought that was a great point.
Nandagopal, Manoj, these are the two names that I can very confidently say have what it takes to cover up if in case Angamuttu has a bad day, which is, well, seems unlikely. Bang, another option for you. Muttu sets it once again, he tries again, goes down the line, overhits it, overcompensated. To find that angle, Santosh is another option as well.
That's really good volleyball for me. The pass was great, the dig from the libero, Ramanathan, was on another level though. We're going to have another look. Michael thinks there might have been a touch, but that man there made one of the best defenses of the day. Lined up on the edge of the block and took the angle.
Well, a 4-0 start for Chennai. That's great for them. Ahmedabad are going to have to find some answers because they cannot afford to lose this set, let alone this match.
3 hitting errors in the first 4 points to the defenders, and that's not the sort of form that we expect from them. There is no touch. Santosh looking for that outside hand, I think, of Renato, but they have to turn the tap off. They're leaking points everywhere at the moment.
Well, here's a look at the top 5 spikers of the league. Guru's there at 68 in number 1, Betanov behind him, Kumar and Eben. But look at number 5. Ahmedabad's Angamutu has crept his way up, and again, we mentioned it, he wasn't that much of a presence in the first couple matches, so that's in one match. The last match he got 22 points. The
other big factor is, I'll come to that in just a bit, just take a look at the blockers as well. You don't find a single Ahmedabadi here. There's a reason. They've only played 3 matches so far. So imagine if Angamuttu had played 5 games so far, he would have definitely been past the 50 mark. So we've got to put that in perspective as well. Angamuttu is only getting better set after set. Oh! Wow! Man Mountain Manoj milks that opportunity, kills it like Ashwal Roy does. Easy pickings for Manoj.
I like seeing him step up. We've talked a lot about Daniel and how important he is in this team in the middle, but this is what we need out of Manoj.
RuPay contactless shot, you're all going to be in awe of the power, but for me it's the angle towards the sideline that seals it. Power and accuracy, solid from him.
The captain serves straight to Moyo. Here comes Naveen Raja, and he somehow manages to draw an error off that Ahmedabad block.
Tonight, we'll be delighted with this. The reverse play, they've used the middle, and this time Manoj Shu's been brilliant, went in the middle, can't quite get across, drop his hands inside, leaves them open just to be tall from Naveen. Moyo, both very good at swinging high off the hands at the moment. They're playing a bit smarter. They were drilling the ball sort of into the block, now they're going high off of the top.
There comes Angamuttu! He can go from zone 4 as well. He knows exactly where that sweet spot is, and he owns it like a dawn. Stop me if you can, says Ankle Man Angamuttu.
We've seen him swing a couple out, couple of airs in a row. He doesn't need to go around the block. He is literally over the block there, finding that tiny bit of space between it. Man, he's athletic.
Okay, contactless shot for Angamuttu again. It was a dig set because the pass was out, and that's what Angamuttu gives this team that not many other teams have. Hyderabad have it with Guru, maybe Vinit Kumar, but when the pass isn't good, he can get you out of trouble.
Yeah, Renato this time. I thought they'd go to us to Akin GS. And so did the blockers as well. They were expecting a final kill from Akin, but it went to Renato instead.
Well, that's the damage that Akin has created now. After they watched, and these players will have watched the match last night, they know how many balls this man got, so they're paying a lot of attention to him, and that's opening up that space in the wings.
It just shows how much they've missed him over the 2 games that he's missed for the Chennai Blitz, because it's not just his scoring that adds to the team, it's the threat that he possesses to get all the other hitters more one-on-one attacks.
Uttu sets it. And there comes that spicy spike from Nanda Gopal. He's nuked it.
Nanda the nuke. Yeah, again, I can't say enough good things about him. Really, really physically finding his space in the air. He's getting up and between the blockers, and Renato puts his hand up there at the end because you can see he's floating a little bit past where he wants to be.
Yeah, some would say that's ill-discipline in the block by just drifting out, not holding the line, and opening up that space for Nanda to hammer through. Interesting to know whether the middle would have got across and sealed that gap should he be on the right line.
Moyo gets it. 7-3 to Chennai.
What I really like about Chennai in the second set is they're still going after the block, even though they got blocked out 5 times in the opening set. They're just hitting around it a lot smarter, changing the angle, changing direction. They're being crafty.
Yeah, watch his arm as it finishes. So his shoulders are facing one way, and he turns his whole wrist and arm down the line to target Angamutu.
A game of fine margins. Renato to serve now. Bit at the libero. The captain sets it. It's Angamutu as he overhit it. Oh, yes. Oh, Ahmedabad looking a touch frivolous, complacent, reckless. I don't know. What's your pick?
Yeah, just a few too many errors in the attack. They can really clean that up, I think, as we come back from the Amul Cool technical timeout. You're not going to want to miss it.
Welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League powered by A23. We are in the midst of an absolute battle between the defenders and the Blitz as Angamutu just misses the sideline. Errors are a problem at the moment for them as we have a look at the schedule for the Blitz. It only gets tougher for them. Defenders, then the unbeaten Calicut Heroes, followed by the reigning champs and very impressive Kolkata Thunderbolts, who've only lost to the Heroes so far.
They've already lost the first set, so they can't score a bonus point tonight. Even if they win 4-1 tonight, they get 2. If they win the next 2 5-0, they get 6 more. 8 points will not be enough to go through.
Well, Chennai is going to make it really, really difficult. That is a fantastic ace serve by Renato. He's been relatively quiet leading up to this match, but I'm really liking the look of him right now.
Came off the bench yesterday and served incredibly well against Hyderabad as well. The issue for me with the defenders at the moment is that they've made 6 errors, which is very unlike them in this period of time in set 1, halfway through set 2. And although they made 6 blocks, 6 errors doesn't read well.
Interesting that both these teams have yet to play the top 2 teams in the league. So this is a must-win for both these teams, regardless.
You're completely right, and I think with the defenders, the way that they've set up, that win against Bengaluru was huge for them, but if they could go back and replay that game against the Hyderabad Blackhawks, I think that could be costly for them down the line. But if they beat everybody else around them, like this game tonight, I can't see them not going to the Final Four.
Well, in a turn of events, I think that ball might have landed. No, that definitely landed out. What?
Must be the foot fault
Oh.
on the backcourt from Renato.
That's what's happened. Alrighty then. So the point stays with Ahmedabad.
Angamutu to serve. And they are trailed by 4. They need to find the rhythm once again. Here comes Moyo. That is a monster hit from Moyo.
Moyo already more impressive than he was last night. He only had 2 points last night, and he is up to 4 points in 2 sets, so that's a big contribution by him.
I'm just scratching my head and wondering if they've got players like Moyo, Renato, Akin, GS, Naveen, Raja, Jacob, how come this team has done what it has so far? Just a single win, that too against the Kochi Blue Spikers, who everyone's beaten. 3 losses. I can't wrap my head around it.
I guess the answer is that the other teams and the other players are equally as strong. It's just a great, every single night is a battle.
It's Nanda once again. Now that's what we want to see more of. It's not enough to have great ingredients. You've got to figure a recipe, and all of that needs to come together. Take a look at that. RuPay on the go point. Fantastic stuff from zone 4 to the left of Moyo.
And here's one answer to your question, maybe. That's not a super disciplined block. You can see the players going one up and then the other one up, so they're not really forming a wall there to slow down that offense that's coming at them.
And I still have a 4-point lead. Oh, where did that land? That's a super serve! That young man, thin and wiry, very, very fiery, earns them 2 points. It's now 10-8. Well done, Nanda. Watch out for this guy.
The brilliant serve, straight through the seam, and Moyo's quite wide for me there, leaving a big gap to his left-hand side with the libero. And have a look at the face, it tells us everything.
And if you see the way they're lined up, normally the libero is going to try and cover the outside hitter. So for me, that's Moyo's ball all day.
Correct, 100% Moyo's ball. He's a little bit wide and then he gets beat into the inside. You don't mind getting beat into the outside. So we have a look at the Ahmedabad defenders. Kochi Blue Spikers, Calicut Heroes before that, and then the Thunderbolts. That's going to be an unbelievable last game, because there could be a lot riding on that final game against the Thunderbolts.
Yes, Ahmedabad may find themselves in a sticky spot against the Kolkata Thunderbolts. But for that game to be relatively easier, they've got to win big tonight. Win big against Kochi as well. Kolkata and Calicut will be rooting for, guess who?
I'm going to guess Chennai.
It's the color you're wearing today.
I would say the Torpedoes are also cheering, and the Black Hawks are also cheering for Chennai.
There's a lot at stake on this match.
Loyalty is a funny thing. Oh, nice block.
Oh,
Still in play. I thought it was over. And then he makes a mess of it. What happened there? What's he arguing about? What do they want to review?
I think Ahmedabad was under the impression that the ball was down on Chennai's side, so they kind of stopped playing. But you never got to play to the whistle.
They review it. Remember, only one unsuccessful review allowed. Let's wait. Or will the second ref review it?
Regardless, Mutu Sami has just volleyed the ball straight in the net. Situation. That one's still alive. It's still going. For me, this is fine. And that right there, a rush of blood to the head for me from Mutu Sami.
The question might have also have been whether or not there was a touch in the block by Ahmedabad in the first place, or if the ball went straight into the net. But 9 times out of 10, there's usually a touch on the block. So fair play to Chennai. Good work. On we go.
Muthu sets it. Daniel Motazedi somehow managed to get the ball to escape the grip of that double block and earns Ahmedabad a point. The deficit now down to 2. It's 11-9. Ahmedabad looking to go 2-0 up. Will need to keep going in the same manner. Motazedi goes off for a while. Substitution for Ahmedabad.
I love that they're getting him involved in this offense. He's only had 3 points so far, but we know how crucial he's going to be in the success of this team. He turns that ball at the blocker who's come in last minute. That's a good swing.
Great swing. Knows that the blocker's drifting and struggling to get in. And we've seen Harsh come on a few times and serve, and it's a good serve. A little bit out of the system. Trying to force the middle. The block's in the game. And here you go.
I think it was a late call from Akin to go for it. And there's Mr. Chaudhary, one of the many Chaudharys who own the Ahmedabad defenders.
I'm going to say this, I'm not always critical of middles, but I'm looking at Akin there, and I think he's already decided he's not going to be set. He kind of half jumps, and sometimes middles get caught out with this, If the ball's way off the net, you got to still expect that it might come to you, especially if you're a keen and you're a big swinger on the team.
I've been taught no half measures in life, in love, or in volleyball. Go the full throttle. Boom! Just like that, you go full throttle. And it works. What a shot that was. Stop that if you have the guts to. Well, that little poster says it all. Faster than Chennai Express.
Brilliant work. Set has gone to the outside now when the pass is good. And look, where's the middle? Nowhere to be seen. It's good setting. And in turn, Naveen puts the ball away.
That's a great point. Yep, everyone expecting that ball to go to Akin to get him that second ball when he wanted it. Oh, middle for middle, still alive again. Chance to push to the outside. Oh, a big stuff block coming in hot for Ahmedabad.
Well, they're going to go to the outside because they're going to see Mutu as the smallest blocker in the team, which he is at the moment, obviously, he's a setter. But Mutu's done an unbelievable job at 191 to get up. Luckily for him, Naveen's also not the tallest from the Blitz either. But my word, chance there not taken. But Mutu has just stepped up at the biggest moment with a clutch block.
What did Chennai miss last night? They couldn't finish what they started. They couldn't come up with that killer punch. Had they learnt in 22 hours since last night? We'll find out soon. Naveen Raja Jacob, Ahmedabad defend well. The captain keeps it in play. Chennai. Yes! They inch closer to winning the second set.
I like that attack, but I'm watching afterwards. Why is everybody on the floor? I don't know if you saw on your screen, but a couple of players falling all over each other.
Moyo back in for Rias. Getting very tight here. The outside hands. And here we have a super point called by the defenders. This one worth 2 then, and Chennai could win this set should they win this super point.
Potential set point for the Chennai Blitz. Everyone except Ahmedabad supporting the Chennai Blitz. And for good reason. It's an equation on the points table. The super point battle is still up. Now it's been noticed. It goes down. 13-11 it is. So then the scores could either go level 13 apiece, or Chennai will be seen celebrating winning the second set. Here we go. The captain, Naveen Raja Jacob. He's served a couple of super serves so far in this tournament. Is now the time he does it again. Will he aim for the libero? We'll find out. Just the one man in the front court, Manoj. Will he go to Angamuttu? Yes, he will. The captain sets it. Here comes Angamuttu. They have it. Scores level. It was so beautifully planned. Everything executed to perfection. Well done, Ahmedabad.
You know what? Chennai also executing to perfection. It's not often you'll see the opposite step into the passing lineup. They're passing with 4 players, and he targets him perfectly.
Well, on the outside, Naveen is at 187. Angamudo is 205. Sorry, it's Ronaldo over there on the block, and it's beaten into the angle. My mistake. Angamudo, always in this competition, when he's called upon, always delivers.
Ruben Volochin will be scratching his head if they lose this set. Akin. No, it's Moyo. The libero will keep it in play. That third touch will have to go across. Only 3 touches allowed, remember, in this sport. Still no Akin. The block was there. Set point to Ahmedabad. Oh, what a Chennai done. They've allowed Ahmedabad not just a foot in the door. They welcome Ahmedabad back in this set.
And what's incredible as well, you saw on your screen there, Shanti John, one of the top players in the league of last year, not even been able to get on court for Ahmedabad because of an injury. But they're still playing as if he's on court.
Their blocking form is back. Total of 9 block points for Ahmedabad in this match. 5 of those came in the first set, 4 in this one. S. Dakshinamurthy is a happy man. And so will Sajjad Hussain Malik, the assistant coach. Set point. Go 2-0 up. Akin hits it out. Ahmedabad go 2-0 up. It gets worse for the Blitz.
Isn't that the beauty of the RuPay Prime Volleyball League? A super point goes your way, and then you just get on a run. And we're starting to see how low on confidence the Blitz really are.
Low on confidence and perhaps low on a team enthusiasm. I'm looking at all the faces of the players after this swing. Akin doing what he could there, but not hitting the mark. And now all the players from Chennai kind of looking around at each other. I don't know if they're blaming each other or asking questions, but they gotta come together.
Well, the fans are happy. 5 points in a row means that the defenders go 2-0 up, 15-13. It's time for us to take a very quick break. We'll see you very soon. Well, welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League, powered by A23. Smash and grab stuff as the Brazilian Renato stuffed at the end of the set here as we have a look at some highlights. It has been fascinating as we have a look at the stats. Have a look at the blocks. 8 blocks to 1, but more unforced errors from the defenders. They'll have to manage that margin.
Yeah, that 8 blocks to 1, it's just kind of an unacceptable statistic. It just means to me that the players from Chennai, and we talked about this off air, they're not being smart with their swings. They know it's a big team in front of them. They've got to do more to go off the hands, go around, do some tips. Just throw something in there that isn't just a huge swing into the block. Again, head over to volleyballworld.com and get your exclusive stats if you want to know exactly what we're talking about.
Volleyball World also are international swing partners. Like before, we are being heard in many countries across the world. So hello to everyone, wherever you are. Akin GS. Finally, we see him do that in the third set. Where have you been, sir?
I would be absolutely devastated if I was Chennai Blitz. I imagine that Ruben Volichin is gutted losing that second set because they did a lot of good work throughout. Angamutu went quiet, a couple of errors, he came back at the end strongly. But then, as you just said, Key, they started to hammer again right into the middle of the block where they had done so much good creative work going high, going off, changing direction. Interested to see what the third set serves us.
Well, for now, it serves us a big swing on the outside against the Chennai block. Akin asking some questions. I have some questions for him. He was the big player of the last match, 17 points. But again, you can't run an offense with only one player. You can't only have him going. Chase isn't able to slow down Manoj, who's doing a fantastic job for Ahmedabad.
Well, he's the top scorer at the moment, Manoj, with 9 points now. And only 4 of those are attacks, 5 of them are blocks, which is some effort from the middleman this evening.
Back to serve. Taken by Moyo, out of system, high ball for Naveen. Ooh, a tricky shot, nicely done like you're on the beach.
Tell me that was deliberate. Was that deliberate, the angle, or did he miss-hit it?
I think it was fully deliberate here. It's almost like a chop shot back across the body. He knows that it's out of system, coming into the line, and he knows that he's got a one-on-one, so he just tries to cut it back, and he knows there's no defender there. Brilliant swing.
Not always about spice. Spice works as well at times.
Well, it is our producer's birthday, so we all had a slice of cake earlier.
Very good. Cake. Oh, Indian cake.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff.
Red velvet. Happy birthday, Pooja.
Happy birthday. In the past, then, almost looking like he's outside the pass. And this is what really interests me about Moyo is sometimes he leaves really big gaps between him and the libero. And for me, that's why he got aced in the last set. They got a little bit confused.
Again! That is very, very nicely done. He's punches so beautifully. Like he's gone to a huge mall and the parking lot has no cars. He can park it wherever he wants. Be our guest, sir, said the Ahmedabad defense.
Well, we had a chance to listen in. We're not close enough, but we were looking in, I would say, and he was chatting to his setter, and I think he was asking in the timeout, get me that ball higher. I need to be able to hit my angles. Look, and in this situation, he's hitting over the block. That's what he can do when he gets the right ball.
Comes in and serves. A bad serve, that what? Angamoto. Oh, well done. Half a block would do the job. Smart play. Daniel Montazeri completely outclasses or outfoxes Moyo there. Such a battle wins this game of volleyball.
Great work from Montazeri. We haven't spoken much about him. This is what he does really well. He gets across, builds a gap, and Moyo, he hasn't got anywhere to go there, so he tries to get tricky and slow his arm down. But the delayed timing from that man there is perfect. He's watching everything.
With a chance. Right to Rama. Well, outside to Moyo. Big swing, but he's dug. Oh. Well, I think that was always going in the net. That set looking a little bit choppy out of Agnemutu's hands.
Yeah, interesting one for me. Brilliant swing from Moyo. But in those situations, it just didn't look like they could put the ball away there, the defenders. For me, a continuation ball to position one right back probably would have put them under a lot of pressure. Have another look. Angamudu stepping in and setting that one. Almost hitting a ball that wasn't quite there in the end from number 9, Santosh.
Let's see what Renato's got from the line. Goes for a top spin, aggressive onto Santosh. Oh, that is beautiful. Daniel, let him know. Huge swing out of him.
Mutu, take a bow, my friend. You have just missed the middle from a situation that nobody expected you to find it from. Have a look, he's facing the back corner. It's 4 or 5 meters. Have it, Daniel, put it away.
And that to me is the difference right now. Feeding the middle and also the middle being ready for the ball. So it doesn't matter where the setter is on the court, you have to expect him to be able to get you that ball and deliver when you get it.
Big serve, didn't work. That's okay. The Ahmedabad defenders can afford it. They're 2 sets up. They've blocked really well. The odd error is fine here and there. But you know what would be great for Ahmedabad to win this 5-0? That will really start worrying the top 4.
You're exactly right. Only one team's been able to do it so far, and that was Mumbai.
Against Chennai.
Ooh, good point. Good point, Chennai. Certainly not going to want to let it happen again.
I love Chennai. I love the people of Chennai and Tamil Nadu, and I didn't mean to be cruel, but it is what it is. It's a sport where the better teams have won, unfortunately.
Bonus point, the defenders would be absolutely humongous this evening. They'll be fighting for it.
Another failure, and failure is too strong a word. But Nandagopal misses out once again. Now, someone needs to speak to him, and I'm so happy that the senior players around him gave him that pat on the shoulder. These little intangibles are so important in that larger success story.
You know what's interesting is, yes, that went into the net, but I don't hate that shot. Look how deep the defenders, or the Chennai were defending. That could have dropped if it went over.
Bomb! Manoj! You cannot keep him quiet for too long. Manoj knows exactly how to milk opportunities like these, and was served so beautifully on the platter for that man.
Yeah, I think Mutu's having a fantastic game in there. He's fizzing the middle aggressively. RuPay contact the shot. It's aggressive setting, fast setting, and he's got the right rhythm with both middles, not just one.
Exactly right. Manoj with 9 points. Daniel with 6. 7 for blocks as well, though.
Everyone contributing. What a touch that one is from Shrikant. Free ball though, position one, Renato, back to the middle, another phenomenal touch. Is it still alive? Yes, but that sets very tight. Srikanth can't deliver, and Akin deals with the wasteful third touch from the defenders.
Great move by Akin. It didn't have to be a straight down kill. He just got on the ball early, so it's a couple of times recycled. First of all, great defense. That ball coming over. Free ball situation, another chance to swing. He can't put it away again. The defense of Ahmedabad absolutely firing. And then he looks for that spot. He changes the direction and puts it exactly where the defenders are not.
Largely in this rally, the Ahmedabad side lived up to their name, the defenders. That's their strength. 8 blocks in the first 2 sets. Fantastic stuff. Boom! Shot set. Big shot. Massive result. And the captain's pumped up. 7 apiece now in the third. Are they going to go for the kill? Are they hoping, looking for a 5-0? If yes, beware Chennai.
They're playing all the volleyball. They're feeding the middle every ball. They're missing the odd serve. Think about the point that Chennai just won. It was the overset, the mistake from the defenders. They're struggling for rhythm. Mutu is having his best game of this league season for me.
I thought of a silly pun and chose against backing it on air.
That would be very unlike you.
Taken a lot of strength.
We're here for your puns, Manish.
Not sure
Makes
about,
my day.
Not sure about the viewers. Naveen Radha Jacob. Now, I may be reading too much into that shot, but that shot shows the helplessness of the Chennai Blitz. Gave it everything he had. Was physically, mentally, emotionally tired. We'll talk about that on the other side of this Amol Cool technical timeout.
Welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. Here's a look again at the points table and what it means for Ahmedabad if they win. They're gonna move up if they win 5-0.
Put top of the table.
Yeah.
Wow, what a story that will be. Wouldn't that be lovely?
Certainly gives them something to really fight for, doesn't it, throughout this? They'll know that they'll be able to send a psychological message to the rest of the teams and their owners.
In mind though, they still have to play the 2 top teams after this.
Toughest run still to come for them, where Hyderabad played a lot of tough games early, and then it's sort of starting to lighten off. That game between Bengaluru and Hyderabad will be a massive one in a couple of nights.
Akin GS once again unable to kill it. Well done by the libero. Ahmedabad will recycle the ball. Chennai have another chance. Akin, this time he gets it right. Goes in the exact opposite direction. He just seems a little more comfortable when he's hitting to his left.
The difference for me between the Chennai offense and the Ahmedabad offense is Ahmedabad, yes, they're using their middle, they're feeding the middle, but they don't have to. They're doing it because they can and they want to, whereas Chennai, it seems like Akin is still the only one who's scoring, so he's finding himself in some really difficult spots to score.
The same story, hasn't it, for Chennai? They've struggled to score points on the wings compared to other teams. As we said earlier, and Mutu scoring, Guru scoring, Vinit scoring. They haven't quite got that one person they can go to under pressure to relieve the pressure.
Jerome scoring as well for Calicut.
Unbelievable.
Unreal. What a player. Jerome beneath. And while this caravan is going to move to Kochi next week, Kochi, Calicut come from the same beautiful state of Kerala. I'll tell you what, fans, hordes of fans will travel from Calicut to Kochi to watch the heroes in action.
I've got to say, that's a fantastic set again from Mutu. Out the other side of the sideline, that's going 9 meters. A bit too tight, he gets blocked. A bit too off, he gets dug. A bit too wide, he has to hit the line. It's perfection.
I love those low angle replays. Well done, director. Makes the players look taller. Akin GS. Now, if that plan is working, Chennai, why don't you go to it more often? It's not enough to just have that kind of ammunition. You've got to know how to use it and use it enough.
Well, yes and no, because the middle blocker can be a threat, but only when it's a surprise, or often it has to be more of a surprise. It's just too easy to get a double block up on a middle.
Well, the defenders have called for a super point. Key. How many is this one worth?
You know it. It's worth 2 points. One of the best parts of this league is that they have come up with this super point. Oh, it's huge.
It's 11-9. It was meant to be. It had 2 points written all over it the moment Akinji served that absolute lolly, that dolly.
Absolutely, and I think that's the right call from Dakshinamurti. He knows he's using it at 9-9, but he's gone, you know what, we're going to use this on Atkins' serve. It's a free ball. Help yourself, fellas, help yourself.
Have a look at how Daniel comes in as well. He's not coming straight to the net. He's looking a little tricky, making a bit of a move coming to the net and then to his setter. So the blockers on the other side also not perfectly lined up to slow him down.
Right to the libero. Oh, let it go, let it go.
And this is what I was meaning earlier on, is that the defenders were down 1 or 2, but they were still playing all the volleyball, forcing the middle. Yes, there was a few cagey plays that Chennai won, but now the wheels are starting to fall off the Blitz's performance.
And landed way outside.
Ahmedabad looking pretty confident here, and that man hasn't even been that big in the scoring. He's only got 3 points so far.
Well, there's the MVP leaderboard. The Guru leads it, and Svetanos, Raul K, Vinit Kumar, and Jerome Pint, some of the players that we were just talking about who are going really well in the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. And I mean, we've got some heroes being made in this competition.
Characters, that's for sure. That's another really fun part about this league. Every team has characters evolving, and they're running the crowd to celebrate, and they're pumping their fists, and it just makes it really exciting and fun to watch.
Oh, can you imagine, at this stage in any sports league, you know who your top 4 mostly are going to be, likely to be. Here we are in a scenario where there are 6 teams. Any of those 4 could make it. It's going to be a terrible heartbreak for 2 of these 6 teams. That's assuming Chennai and Kochi are out. Nicely done. Beautifully done by Naveen Raja Jacob there. Spotted an opportunity and blocked it in that no man's land.
We saw that yesterday, the tip to Angamutu, obviously at 2:05. Getting down to the floor isn't so easy for him as it is for others. It's not pretty from Naveen, but it is quite smart.
Tough for a tall man to come down, Angamutu.
Yeah, Angamutu looking at Mutu on that one as well, because it was kind of a half block out of Mutu. I feel he could have come down and taken that overhead. It's a long way for Angamutu to come all the way from the back of the defense to get in the front of the 3-meter line.
Awkward looking pass. The libero has to do the covering up. Chennai. Moyo. Should have spiked it. Chose against. Boom! Oh! How did he generate that kind of power? He's a little man. The number 10. Nanda Gopal.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Just before Nanda attacked it, Daniel went up to block, and that tip was coming over. He reached back and just popped it up with his hand, and that is exactly why this play is recycled. Have a look there. Right there, it's up, and then they're able to go again. So Angamutu's not forced to go to the floor. Great swing down the line.
Blockers protecting defenders. But that swing from Nanda, aggressive off the net. Keeps his aggression, turns the ball nicely. That sums up the set for me. Oh, here we go, 2 will do it. Ahmedabad have been the enforcers, playing good volleyball, getting it into the middle as often as possible. They go to position 5 with the serve. 2 up in the block. The defenders have been blocking brilliantly here in Hyderabad this evening, and they're raining down more pain on Chennai Blitz.
4 match points. It's that defense once again. Miserly as ever, magical as ever.
That's 12 blocks now for Ahmedabad. They have been absolutely dominant at the net.
Desperate times make teams call for super points. My heart goes out to Ruben Volochin. Well, can they delay what seems inevitable? Been Raja Jacob now then. Ahmedabad have a chance to kill it. And they have it. Ahmedabad win. A hat-trick of wins for the Ahmedabad defenders. And with that, the Chennai Blitz have well and truly been knocked out of Season 2 of the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. Powered by A23, it will be goodbye to Chennai. The Ahmedabad defenders march on. Mr. DG Chaudhary there to the right of your screen gives a thumbs up to his team. It's been such a comfortable win. They've not been challenged at all by the Chennai Blitz. Ahmedabad have put on such a clinical, professional show. A comprehensive win. 8 straight sets so far. 2 more sets of misery to come for Chennai.
We're going to watch this replay again, and I have to give credit to Muthu. Have a look. Half a jump, and then one-handed up. So he gives the chance to go again, and a nice little roll puts it away.
Brilliant set from Daniel Montezedi in the middle. The reverse set under a bit of pressure, still managed to spread the play. And it's teamwork making the dream work. For Chennai Blitz, though, we're not seeing the same character, determination. They still had so much on the line yesterday. They're struggling today. They've lost this match 3-0. The defenders triumphant again, 15-10. Time for us to take a very quick break.
Welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. It is a 3-0 win for the defenders over the Chennai Blitz. But have a look at the blocks. They have put up such a wall. We talked about this. It's the same story coming out of set number 2 and set number 3. Chennai just not finding a way around it.
Well, get your exclusive stats of the RuPay Prime Volleyball League on www.volleyballworld.com, where you will see the same as us. A blocking clinic and some great serving and blocking. Well, the defenders are looking for a 5-0, a bonus point at this stage of the season. And then Mr. Volochin and the Chennai Blitz looking to avoid it, but it's going to be very difficult for them to come back. Remember, they've already lost 1-5-0 and given a bonus point to the Mumbai Meteors, who are very grateful for that earlier on in the league stage in Bengaluru. Great start back to the middle.
Manoj, the mountain man, getting involved early again. Story of the match, using the middle when you can, not because you have to. Nice serve off the net. Akeen's gonna take it. Back set. Aveen with the roll, picked up. And the whistle's blown. Apparently a net touch happening on the Ahmedabad side.
I mean, it's got to be difficult for Chennai Blitz here because they're sort of sensing that the season is drifting away from them and there's still so many games for them to play. And they have to stay present, they have to keep focusing on the here and now, but when you know that the long-term goal is a bit lost and gone, it must be hard for them. As we have another look at that.
Tough to play 2 back-to-back matches as well. Chennai was out here last night with a fantastic performance that just didn't get across the line against Hyderabad. Potentially there's some fatigue setting in. I mean, at this level, you don't see a lot of back-to-back matches.
Maybe.
I suppose a lot of the fatigue is emotional fatigue as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, you get your emotions up. You're physically and mentally drained at the end of the night. So the next day to turn it on again, so tough.
Now that attempt from Akin was symbolic of that fatigue. Just a tired looking shot. The shoulders weren't there, the power wasn't there, the conviction, the belief. Nothing, absolutely nothing in that shot from Akin.
Credit to Daniel as well. Got over right in his face, and he's capitalizing on those moments to hype up his team as he always does.
They know a bonus point tonight would be huge. Hyderabad would look around and go, we can't afford that. Bengaluru would go, we can't afford that to happen either. So they know that really, they're there for the taking here, the Blitz. And the defenders just have to stay aggressive, stay animated, and stick to the plan. And I think it's going to be very difficult for the Blitz to even win a set, just out of their own psychology at the moment, not quite there.
Akeen with a float serve. Off the net to Daniel, he's blocked, but look at the diving save from the libero. Oh, and it's still up. Great team effort. Ahmedabad find a way past the block, and this is exactly what we're talking about. They are throwing everything at the wall and not giving up a single inch.
But you still say if Chennai Blitz still feel that they had a lot to fight for, we would see more fight at this one moment in time. You've got one team here who know they can go to the top of the league tonight, and they're looking like they're fighting for that top spot.
2 times in a row, that ball covered, and the final one gets swung. But to me, that was a team effort. Clever move at the minute finish there. But that team effort and the libero, Shrikant, getting really involved.
Oh, landing just outside. That landed just outside Mangamuttu.
Well, that's all right. An aggressive serve. We'd rather it go just out the end line than into the net. Any coach would agree, I think.
Another one wide, this time from Renato. He didn't start yesterday either. Only took 16 points from the first 3 games. Compare that to the likes of Guru, players like that. Hasn't quite had the score fest that he would have wanted. Now, the defenders 2 up here, already won the match, fighting for that 5-0 that would send them top of the league. Daniel Montezedi blocking in the middle on the front court. Mutu's on the front court as well, so potentially the attack might come through. Oh, it's huge! What a serve!
Once again, it was the number 10, Nanda. Absolute rocket from those thin shoulders.
You know what? That's on the libero as well. That's so good of a serve. He just doesn't even have time to get out of the way. The spin on it coming back towards the body of the libero.
Or as Ravi Shastri would say, edged and gone.
Absolutely. Edged and gone, but nothing that he could have done about it. It was too good a serve, that one. Oh, it's another one! Super serve, Nanda! Stop it! You're having too much fun, sir!
Stop it, but keep going. Ahmedabad looking incredible. Massive moment for Nanda stepping up for his team.
Well, they're playing incredibly aggressively. They lead 8-3, the defenders. It's time for a more cool technical timeout. Time for a quick break.
Welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League, and a look at the super serve from Super Nanda. He got one ace and he followed it up with this right here. What a beautiful shot right down that corner. And if you want, you can also own that moment thanks to our partner treasureclub.io.
Will it be 3 in a row for Nanda? Big toss, absolute feasted through it with the right arm, out of system. Here the defenders, and it's an error out the back, and it's all falling apart for the Chennai Blitz, and it's due to the brilliant serving of Nanda.
The wheels are coming off. It's a pale looking yellow for the Chennai Blitz. It's anyway not been a good day for sports teams that represent yellow. You saw what happened to the Aussies earlier today.
Yeah.
Let's stick to volleyball for now.
Incredible
It's
shame.
already a 3-0 win for Ahmedabad. Look at the A23 fantasy leaderboard. Which players do you fancy more in that fantasy volleyball world? It's Rahul K of Kolkata, another super server. Svetanov, the detonator. Hemant, the all-rounder. Pankaj Sharma, very cool-headed. Guru Prashant, always there. So many big stars have emerged in this great league. And these names could feature in leagues across the world. Ki and Louis, you guys do commentary across the world. Sure, scouts be mighty impressed with what they've seen here.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple of players who might have their agents being called after this season.
Certainly a lot of exposure here for them in the RuPay Prime Volleyball League to get noticed, and that's probably the main thing that they need, the players, is as much exposure as possible. The talent, talking of talent, what a nick! But you said, Manish, the wheels are falling off, the engine is gone. Now just a matter of time. This is one of the quickest sets that we've seen in this entire league. The service pressure is just on another level.
What I love about this serve, it has such a spin on it. So he's coming across his body, and as it's traveling through the air, it's falling down on one side. good fight from Chennai to try and keep it alive, but
It's
Train
just not
going.
gone their way. The Chennai Blitz have drawn a blank on the wheel of fortune. It's not that they didn't have the players. Somehow, things just didn't come together for them. Haven't so far. Looks tougher. It looks so grim. These gifts will help.
Correct, but he's just had a real big run behind the service line. The thing for me for Nanda, Ahmedabad, the pressure's off of them now. They can really be aggressive and gun it, and that's why you see 4 or 5 big serves in a row. I'd love to see that later on in the competition from Nanda when the pressure's really on and he's under the pump and he still perform those big serves at key times. For these guys, they're just in a big hole at the moment. They can't get out of it.
Now, what we've seen in the last few minutes is Ruben Volleyball, I believe, he knows where things are headed and has decided to give a lot of the other players a go. All right, have your game time, show me what you got. Because what they do now will perhaps give him a glimpse into their character, their abilities, their skill sets, and how they perform in a real game situation. And that might help them next season as well, or in the next 2 matches.
yeah, that's a good point. I think his back is against the wall. He doesn't know what other options he has, so he's kind of just throwing all the spaghetti at the wall, seeing what might work.
And also the players are now contracted for 2 years. There's still a long-term plan in place to develop these teams and these players to come back stronger.
Great block once again, Akin, well done. Here comes Angamoto. Oh, well done. Well done, Angamoto. Well, he found the man there, but he just delivers every spike with so much power. There's no chance of returning the ball.
And what's interesting to me, we haven't even said Angamutu's name very often. That's only his 4th point. So he's trailing down to sort of like 7th scorer of this team. But still, when they need him, he's there.
If only the scorecard could tell you the intangible impact he's had on the opposition blockers. His presence perhaps enables points for the likes of Nanda.
Yeah, absolutely. Super point for the Blitz. They need about 4 super points in a row, though, to have any chance of coming back in this game. It's a long, long way for them.
And some divine intervention. A lot of divine intervention. And for Akin to keep doing that all evening long, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's interesting what you say about Angamutu. The game that he's having, he's always a threat. You've always got to watch him. So it does open up the other wings for your Santos and Anjanandas as well. This was a free ball serve, so I'm not surprised they scored, Keith.
Yeah, big swing. I like that at least he's going aggressive again. We saw him kind of lull there in the middle, but this time reaching over his shoulder, banging that past the opposition block.
On the other hand, Dakshinamurthy S, the coach of the Ahmedabad defenders, not trying anything new. Stick to his planning. He knows the value of a 5-0 win tonight. They could go top of the table, and suddenly they'll be the more talked about story than they have been so far.
Exactly, and when you look around them, you see Hyderabad haven't got a bonus point. Bengaluru haven't got a bonus point. They're the teams that they're fighting with for that 3rd and 4th spot. So that's what it might come down to. We talk about sets difference. Bonus point is worth its weight in gold.
Also want to finish top 2.
I think once it goes to a playoffs, it's anyone's game in this league.
Great stuff from the libero. Still in play. Akin. Naveen. Usually does the job from zone 4. Naveen, great ball served at him, for him.
Yeah, good swing out of Naveen. He's been too quiet, only 6 points so far. But a nice job this time. Again, the libero of Ahmedabad is doing so much work. Naveen has to go again. Finds that hole in the block. Manoj waiting possibly for an attack through the middle, and he's laid out there.
To the likes of Naveen and Akin GS, the duo there on your screen. It featured in a RuPay Prime Volleyball League All-Star squad anytime. Absolute rock stars of Indian volleyball, both of them. But stop that from Raman.
Well, this is interesting because I feel like maybe the defenders have just taken their eye off the ball slightly since the super point. And we're back to a 4-point game. That's a great swing on the wing as well, just hitting high and off the hands. We've seen the Blitz just hammer into the block so many times in this game.
This Hullabaloo, have Ahmedabad forgotten what 5-0 can do for them? They could go top of the table, yes. Angamuttu knows that. And whoever said he's been quiet for a while, perhaps woke him up by saying that.
You don't want to wake him up. The sleeping beast. If he gets going, lights out. 5-0 for sure.
I also think it's smart to use him at the end of the set. When you need the big points and he hasn't been used, he's still fresh. Chuck him the ball and let him score.
5 set points to go, 4-0 up. There is no stopping the Ahmedabad defenders. Great serve from Harsh. Akin saves 1 set point. That's an action replay of so many points he's won. Oh no!
It's done! That's it!
What's happening? It's 4-0 to Ahmedabad.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. One misses the sideline and 4-0 from nowhere. You have to say, Harsh's serving has gone unnoticed. That's 2 games in a row he's come and done really well. To the middle, Akin just over-rotates in the shoulder and in turn drags the ball wide.
And I don't remember if it was first or second set, but he was the one to lose the point as well. Just losing a little bit of focus in that really important moment. 4 sets to 0. Come back for the next one. You're not going to want to miss it.
Well, it's turning into a fairy tale evening for the Ahmedabad defenders, and Dakshinamurti S and his team knew that a 5-0 win would take them to the top of the table, but knowing it and doing it are 2 very different things. Have a look at the stats, 11 blocks to 2, and they're the best spiking team. Exclusive stats of the RuPay Prime Volleyball League, www.volleyballworld.com.
For me, I'm looking at Chennai, and I haven't seen a great performance out of any outside hitters or opposites. Naveen was the best in the first game with 9 points. Then he had 11 in the next game. Last time, it was Akin with 17, Job in the next closest. But who's backing up Akin? You know, the kind of players who are getting 17 points, 20 points, that's Guru, that's Svetanov. We need to see those kind of players here for Chennai.
Have a look at the likes of the Thunderbolts, who have got 4 or 5 weapons, who can all be in the top 6 or 7 scorers in the league. All firing at once is the same for the Heroes, and also for the Torpedoes are starting to find their balance. You just feel that they're lacking in offensive weapons, and in turn, it's not a very pretty start as Jobin just puts a free ball the wrong side of the sideline. And as we said, knowing that a 5-0 win would take you to the top of the table is one thing, but performing like this is another for the defenders, and they will just be over the moon, because at the moment it looks like they are flying towards a 5-0 victory and a bonus point that would take them to the very top of the RuPay Prime Volleyball League.
Story of the night. Block, block, and block again. Ahmedabad is making it impossible for Chennai to score. That's 13 blocks, according to my stats.
On the right side especially, trying to change direction, taking it high, doing something. But if you're just hitting hard straight into the block like we've seen so often tonight from Chennai, you're going to be in so much trouble, especially against the defenders, who are the biggest team in the league.
Well, Chennai are feeling Monday blues on a Sunday night, unfortunately for them. But Ahmedabad clearly putting on a really professional display of volleyball. They've been clinical, they've been ruthless. Another RuPay contactless shot for all of you. One. Now, what have Ahmedabad learnt about themselves tonight with this win?
Well, if they win this set, they will have learned what they are capable of, but they need to keep their heads on. They have to stay focused. This could be huge for the match, for the season, for the league.
I agree. I also think they've caught Chennai on the best evening. Sometimes in these leagues, you sort of have to have the right fixture at the right time. And because of Chennai, they were so spirited last night. They put in such a great shift and still went down 3-2 to Hyderabad. And it doesn't spell the end of their season, but it makes it very unlikely to make the playoffs. They've got them on a bit of a hangover, I think, today as well.
Had they won last night and they came so close to winning in every set, they were in with a chance, and they allowed the opposition to claw their way back and just threw it away, unfortunately. Had they won last night, tonight could have been, would have been, should have been a different story.
I agree completely. I think that last night really knocked the stuffing out of the Blitz, and now the defenders have also knocked the stuffing out of the Blitz this evening. And I mean, the youngster's face on the left-hand side tells you everything we need to know about this one.
This is a missed opportunity for me. Look at Akin committing in the middle. It's a one-on-one that has to be a point scored for Ahmedabad.
No, Chennai loves its sport, and they take a lot of pride when they're represented by any team, any sport, any league. This is going to hurt their fans, but I tell you what, they have players who can script a better story soon enough, possibly next year, if not this.
Wonder, when the defenders played, that's a great set. When the defenders played against Torpedoes, I didn't think they had a tough enough service roster to go far enough in this competition, but I've got to say the last two matches, they've served so much better than that one game, and I think they're aggressive enough to go really far.
And they've learned very quickly. They've learned how to use their resources well. They've optimized things really well, and that's exactly what Navid Raja Jacob did as well there from Zone 4, the captain. Optimizing opportunities, so key.
You say that, but I'm looking at this rally, and that was a long rally, both teams going back and forth for a while, but have a look at this first opportunity to swing. It's a one-on-one again, and Santosh not able to put it away, and that's why you end up with this really long rally. But for me, they lost focus there a little bit. They needed to close that out from the first get-go.
Yes, that does give Mr. Lakshinamurthy something to work on after tonight. It won't all be praises for his team. He will look at these little chinks that can cost them dearly in the business end of this tournament. We're already well into the second half of this league. A total of 31 matches tonight is match number 17. We move to Kochi, and the action in Kochi begins on the 25th of February. It's been a whirlwind journey, isn't it, for all of us? Boom! Take that, says Manoj once again. Every now and then, he pops up.
What do you mean every now and then? He's the top scorer, Manish. He's got 14 points so far. He's been everywhere.
Look at how he spreads it so beautifully.
He does, and you have to say that Mood 2 deserves a lot of credit for the way that he's set this evening. For me, he's been the best player out there, linking with the middles, running the game really well. And to my maths, I think this evening that Manoj has now got more points in this one match than he has in the previous three.
That's ominous for other teams. This hit, was it? Manoj? No, chance. Naveen overhits it. Was there a wipe? Oh yes, there was a touch. Ahmedabad not happy. They will review it. To me, from this angle, I don't think there was a wipe. I don't think there was a touch off the block.
I'm looking at what's happening on the court, and the coach called a review just as the player was saying, I touched it, please don't call a review. You gotta trust your players, you gotta listen. So there's the touch. He knows he touched it.
It's more for the net. Oh yes.
But then look, if we get a chance, he says, no, don't review it.
Crazy.
All right, you don't take reviews home anyway.
You may as well use it anyway.
You
Why
don't.
Give Bobby something to work.
But if you're going for a 5-0, that review might be crucial later on in this set.
Well said.
You cannot throw those away.
You are the wise head that keeps us on track, Key.
Just get frustrated easily.
Louis and I get carried away once in a while. Boom! I like that from Nandagopal, the number 10. That's a 10-on-10. Well done, young man. That's fiery from Zone 4.
I'm really intrigued to see how this team match up against the Heroes and the Thunderbolts when they're really, truly tested. I think they could be a little bit small on the wings if you look at it in stats-wise, but they're so smart as well, so who knows?
In many ways, tangible and intangible, Ahmedabad defenders will have to raise their game by at least 5 notches if they have to beat the likes of Calicut or Kolkata or Bengaluru. And I know David Lee's watching.
I don't think that we can judge them fairly until we see them in those big moments. They were brilliant against the Torpedoes, but until we see them against those two teams, I think we can't really say if they're title challengers or not this season.
They have already beaten Bengaluru.
And here is exactly what I'm talking about. Daniel is pretty sure he sees a touch. It's now 6-4 Ahmedabad, but they can't challenge it because they threw it away already.
Hence proved.
I rest my case.
Many more cases to win. So then they have beaten Bengaluru, but that's when Bengaluru weren't in the zone that they are in now. So we're talking about the new look, the new wave of the Torpedoes, and who knows, they might meet each other in the semi-finals.
Yeah, I think, oh, huge from Motazaidi. Let's pay some attention to that one first. Big bang to the sideline. He's been great as well when he's brought into the game.
Yep, that's a monster hit from that man, Daniel Motazaidi from zone 3, right in the center. And he just detonates it like it's child's play.
Loves that swing, doesn't he?
Great angle. But you know what I like about that swing is they have been going cross-body down the line between the blockers all match long. So now he fires that to the other side.
Angamuttu serves straight to Naveen. Akin gets the job done usually. Was it Akin? No, it was Tushar. In fact, they look so similar these days. Every athlete is bearded. They're all twins. Tall, thin, bearded.
Another great swing, just turning it. So it could be akin with the quality of the spike. Completely with you. Coming in, looking to the middle, and then just turning it slightly away from Motazaidi.
I like Daniel's blocking style. You're going to see that open spread eagle almost every single time. He just wants to take angles because middles at this level don't hit straight.
Really high ball toss. What was he trying then? Service practice.
We're going to learn a lot about defenders in the next 15 minutes or so of how they manage this situation. They have a lot to play for. Back to your previous point, Manish. I think the Torpedoes are crescendoing throughout this tournament, and they're going to go very close. We didn't see the best of them, or the same team as what we're seeing at the moment in games 1 and 2.
Yes, forget about wins earlier in the tournament. It's now a very, very different Bengaluru Torpedoes that we see, especially since the time Admiral David Lee started wearing the white shirt. One of that lucky white shirt is just in time now for an Amul cool technical timeout. The climax on the other side. Stay tuned.
Well, welcome back to the RuPay Prime Volleyball League powered by A23. A quick run through of the scoring system. A 5-0 win means you get a bonus point of 3 points. Usually you get 2 if you win 3-2 or 4-1. That means going towards the semi-finals when the top 4 teams go into the playoffs. All of these results will count and the bonus point will be very, very key.
Ahmedabad looking for a bonus point tonight, but I said it off air, I think they might have thrown it away with that challenge lost. They got some work to do.
Watch them wake up just like that. I told you so. I told you so. They don't press the snooze button too many times.
What I like about that, we've not seen that from Mutu yet. We've seen him run the middle really nicely. And he's renowned for this second ball dump attack from position 2. So he's just varying it up a little bit and he's catching the blockers out a little bit cold who are expecting Daniel to come through again.
Very nicely done. Sneaky, sneaky.
How about we rebrand that shot? A dumpling?
Delicious dumpling.
We call it a Momo in India.
Momo attack.
It's Momo.
Yep.
I like it. Oh!
Uh-oh. Oh,
Half a hit. Bomb the block. Oh, the block. Oh, the blockbuster block. Oh. What's happening here? Scores level.
I love that from Manoj. He spatulaed it, as you called it, Louis, but then he jumps back into action, doesn't get himself wound up about it, doesn't worry too much, just moves, and puts his arms over.
Again, if I had a penny for every time we saw one of these swings on the outside, I'd be a rich man tonight. It's a swing that's just hard, straight into the blocker's hands. It's not as high as we've seen from Naveen. He's not changing the angle of the ball as much as other hitters there, and in turn he's getting roofed.
Hit at the libero. That one worked.
Well, now that there are so many fresh characters on the court, I feel that Ahmedabad's going to have to work harder because they don't really know who the go-to attacker is anymore, especially when Akeem's not on the court.
I think that's been the problem for a lot of this competition, Key, is that they haven't had anybody who they feel is a bit of their outlet, somebody who they can give the ball to at key times. Like we see, I've said this before, I sound like a broken record now, but Yangamudis, the Gurus, the Himams, the Vinit Kumars. Just throw it to at key times and know they'll do a job.
Good call to pass that ball, touch it, oh, and then made a mess of it. Late call to go for that pass, which was rare. I feel for the fans, and also huge respect for the Chennai supporters who turn up game after game. That's what a true fan is.
Yeah.
With the team in times good and bad.
Trust me, I'm an Everton fan. I understand it. But we have we have moments here where if the defenders don't win this fifth set.
What's that? What's that? What did we
The
do?
Momo!
The dumpling, the Momo.
The Momo attack. If the defenders don't win this fifth set and they don't make the top four, they'll look back on this as being a huge missed opportunity.
Yep, you're exactly right. Now I'm going to have a look at this again because from my eyeballs, that hung in his hands just a little bit long. No, that's clean. That's clean.
Sometimes it looks
Take it
like
back.
that in a replay. Replay tends to exaggerate. Every moment, 10-9, Ahmedabad. Fail by 1. Akin's back, but Naveen spikes it. Oh, it's still in play. Woo! Finally some spice. Where's that gone? Out, wide, far. Scores level. The little girl loves it. Hello.
Huge moment for Ahmedabad. This defensive effort is what has kept them in the game all match long. Look at that. One arm underneath it. The libero sprawled out, sending a free ball. And then story of the match for Chennai, just not capitalizing on it.
Nanda Gopal, I think the true hero. That man, his feet, kept the ball in play. The libero did his best as well. Following up, great reaction, outstanding reflexes. We told you it's a game of reflexes. 10 apiece. Naveen. Ahmedabad now have a chance. Angamuttu does his job. He was mid-air when he changed his shot, his angle. That is what makes him so difficult to deal with.
Correct.
And senior Mr. Angamuttu is happy. Mr. Ramaswamy making Daddy proud. Angamuttu.
Got that completely spot on. He's changed the angle of the attack, just going wrist away. That's what we're saying. Sometimes Chennai just hit exactly where they're facing, easy to line up on. And that's actually very tough from Angamudis.
That's a tough ball. That's really inside. That's basically into this big Akin block, so he does well to get out of it.
Really interested to see the new opposite, Abdul Mugni Listi from Chennai Blitz playing at the moment. They found him on YouTube, funny enough, and he's 204 centimetres. Real presence down there. Big front row at times, isn't he?
Wow, being discovered online. Amazing. So in case young kids watching, if you think you have it in you to play volleyball, why don't you make a few volleyball videos and tag us on social media at Prime Volley? That's our handle. And the Bars have called for a super point. This is the fifth set. What do you want to see? 13-11 or 11-13? Let's find out. Chennai out of system, out of sorts, out of ideas.
For me, that's a trust thing from Akin. He's chosen the difficult one, back out to position 4, instead of going out to the 18-year-old Abdul here. We're going to have another look. Abdul's on the right side, 18-year-old 204. And in turn, the easy option was just to flip this out to the wing, but instead he's got all caught up, going on the reverse, and in turn it's, well, that tells the story of the whole evening.
Yeah, too much, but too little at the same time. It was wise, wasn't it?
2 points away from a 5-0 win, the second of this season. Second against Chennai, possibly. Okay, not yet, not yet. It is 13-12. Ahmedabad must not drop their guard.
I'm surprised that Molichin didn't call a super point on that last ball. I feel he might have lost his faith in the players, lost his faith in the team.
Resigned to fate. More than faith, I think it was fate. Perhaps that would have played on his mind. There we go. Naveen Raja Jacob. Here comes Agamotto, and he gets another point. He gives them two chances to give us the second clean sweep of this season. Possibly, I repeat, possibly the second against Chennai. The Mumbai Meteors did it. Can the Ahmedabad defenders do that?
That's not even a tough swing. The blockers have slowed it down, they've changed direction, but the backcourt has just given up on it. That to me is a sign that Chennai is just done. They're over it.
I think we've had that all evening. That hangover from yesterday has really hurt them.
Here we go. Still in play. Ahmedabad. Will Angamuttu finish it? No, it's still in play. He'll have to try again. Daniel Motazedi. Time now for Chennai.
Oh!
Daniel Motazedi ensures that it is the end of misery for the Chennai Blitz. Ahmedabad registered their third win. It's a hat-trick of wins for them. They got top of the table. 3 more points for them on the points table. Chennai, miserable, out of ideas, out of sorts. They couldn't blitz, but the Ahmedabad defenders put on an absolutely professional show. It's a clinical win. They have completely yellow-washed the Chennai Blitz. 5-0, the second clean sweep of RuPay Prime Volleyball League Season 2 against the same team. Mumbai did it first, Ahmedabad follow up, and what a win it has been. Chennai showed no fight whatsoever. Just nothing went their way. This has been a forgettable performance for the Chennai Blitz and a memorable one for the Ahmedabad defenders.
Huge win for Ahmedabad. Huge block by Daniel to close it off. And there it is. There are the numbers and how it was done. What an impressive show.
And that impressive show means that we have a new leader in the defenders. That bonus point taking them above the heroes. Everybody looking to Dakshinamurti's men now as they lead the RuPay Prime Volleyball League. Chennai are in 7th, and I think that will disappoint Volochin even more than yesterday, just because of the nature of the performance.